Alright. You guys, you know what it is. Look at it. You know what it is. I know what it is. We all know what it is. This is What If Deku Was Inosuke? Part 4, I think, right? Part 4 or 3? I think part 4. Part 4. Yeah. Yeah, y'all hyped. It's been so long. And I was starting to upload more frequently. Well, you'd be surprised, but my parents are actually telling me to upload, not because they want money or nothing, but because they're like, hey, you wanted to upload during school times, but you don't want to upload during your free time. That's not right. So, basically they've been on my ass. So, in the comments, say thank you, Aizawa's mom and dad, because, they're cool. But, yeah. Anyways, you guys didn't come to hear me ramble, you came to hear What If. So, where I left this off, you guys should watch the last video if you don't remember, which most of you probably don't, unless you rewatched it, like, right before this somehow. Where I left it off, this was right after the Stain fight, so you know where it's going, the forest training arc. I've been waiting for this shit, because this will help me build Deku's ship, which a lot of you have been asking me about, which I thought that it was pretty clear who it was. But I guess since the title changed and, like, she's no longer in the title, like, y'all don't get it yet, but, like, hint, hint, it's the person that Deku has had most female interaction with, like usual in my what ifs. But I should make him interact with other people more. That would be better. Alright, so anywho, as I was telling them about the forest training arc and stuff and how they're gonna be staying in the forest training. Oh my god, I almost forgot the final exam. Alright, I'm getting ahead of myself. Alright, so we got the final exam. Right? So, first off, during the final exams, it's gonna be the same people. Actually, no, it's gonna be Todoroki and Deku versus All Might. And then whoever, I forgot, Aizawa fought, me fought, Bakugo and Momo, right? That's what it's gonna be changed up. Before it was Todoroki and Momo versus me. Now it's me versus, yeah, you guys get it. Bakugo and Momo versus Aizawa. Alright, so we all know what really matters. You guys don't care about the side characters. You care about the main characters. So first off, we're gonna start off with the beginning. Alright, the roles are reversed from canon, alright? Unlike before, where Deku was the cooperative one and Bakugo was the one who wasn't listening, Todoroki's being the cooperative one and Deku's being the one who doesn't listen. Because of course, it's Inosuke, alright? He hasn't met that Tanjiro type nigga yet, other than like, Night Eye, but he like, when he looks at Todoroki, he's like, listen, you're not that guy. Because he's never fought with Todoroki. Oh, fuck. He fought Todoroki, I think, in the tournament. Did I make Todoroki win that? Or did I make Deku somehow pull it off? I think I made Deku somehow pull it off. Yeah, but definitely Todoroki is going to be a bigger threat to All Might in this than probably Deku. Unless Deku gets his swords. I'm going to say Deku gets his swords. Alright? Now, first off, All Might still does his dramatic-ass landing. Like, you will be fighting the teachers and stuff. And where Deku was kind of nervous in canon, this Deku, he's hyped. He is hyped. And then, Todoroki, he's keeping his monotoned look like, yeah, I don't care. When really in the inside of his head, he's like, oh, fuck, I'm fighting All Might. This is not good. But he knows about All Might's injury. But unlike Deku, he doesn't see All Might as, like, one of them god-type complex people. So he realized, alright, there's this injury. I could go for that. That would give me definitely a better go. Which he probably will tell Inosuke about not really about the injury, but more like, hey, listen, if you want to beat him, go for this spot. Because, Inosuke is not one to not take advice. He's just, not one to usually listen. So now, All Might's on the other side. Deku Inosuke and Todoroki are on the opposite side of him. And it says 3, 2, 1, start. First off, Todoroki, he knows what All Might's gonna do because he's just smart. He knows that All Might's gonna throw a smash off rip. And Deku, he can sense that shit coming. So he's like, fuck no. They both get out of dodge. And, instead of going through the middle way like a bunch of dummies, Deku basically, looks over at Todoroki. And Todoroki looks over at him. And they have, this slight nod to each other where it's not like, hey, we're gonna do this together. But it's like, hey, you know what I'm gonna do and I know what you're gonna do. So let's just both do it. So, Todoroki, under himself, he makes a pillar of ice and sends himself on the roof. Deku basically jumps and then stabs his sword into the wall wherever he made it top and then just start climbing, basically. So yeah, after that, Deku's on the roof and Todoroki's on the other side of the roof, on the other, building side. So, they're jumping from roof to roof. All Might's still on ground level, so he doesn't know what's going on. So, Todoroki's plan, he's like, alright, we're gonna just sneak past him and then go get the ball. We're gonna go sneak past him and go do the thing, right? That'll be simple. That'll be easy. But Deku, on the other hand, he's like, let's fight, because it's Inosuke. We're fighting. Alright, forgive me if I'm not too loud because it's late, hella late. So, basically, Inosuke's like, we're fighting, he jumps down there like how he did in the fucking, if you haven't seen the Demon Slayer movie, how Inosuke, jumped down at him. It was either the Demon Slayer movie or the big-ass spider guy, which I'm pretty sure was the Demon Slayer movie. So he jumps down at him and then slashes at All Might. All Might, being surprised by the sudden attack, goes to block it. And then he gets his arm slashed. And, Deku's cuts aren't anything to scoff at. These are, really fucking serious. So they dig into his arms a bit. And All Might's like, oh, shit, who gave him real swords? And, basically, Nezu is like, I mean, he's a student. You can handle it. So basically, All Might's a bit like, okay, I mean, I'm number one hero, so that's fine. I can handle this. It's just a kid. So Todoroki, seeing that, shit, Deku went in for the attack, he's like, alright, might as well help him. I'm not gonna just leave the guy, because Todoroki has empathy, So he slams his foot into the ground, shooting a wave of ice at All Might's back. All Might, he turns last second to notice it, but before he can, Inosuke kicks him right in his injury. All Might immediately, bam, spits out blood and starts coughing hard. And he stepped back and steam's already coming off him. Because Inosuke didn't just lightly, little kicks. Now he said, this is Sparta! And, fuck that shit up. So, of course, Inosuke fucking that shit up. All Might's already, on the ground on one knee, basically. And he's basically done. Deku just holds his sword to, All Might's neck and he's like, we win. And All Might just damn, I got beat like that? And, basically, All Might is forced to kind of give up because Deku basically has it to where if he moves, the swords will dig into his neck and will kill him. Plus, All Might's time limit just got dropped drastically. Alright, and when I say drastically, I mean drastically. Because this man just knocked the wind out of him, alright? He hit him in his non-existent stomach. How do you do that? So after that, basically, All Might basically surrenders. Everybody's like, holy, everybody's going crazy because basically, they know Todoroki did play a part, but Todoroki did one move, alright? While Deku did most of the heavy lifting, and basically Deku beat All Might. It wasn't really, I mean, they do give Todoroki his props, Todoroki, that ice came in clutch, but Deku was basically Todoroki threw him the alley, but Deku did the dunk, alright? So, it was crazy, alright? It was crazy. Everybody's going crazy. Of course, Mirko's over there, that's my student, not really that's my student, but that's my boy. He did it. He got it. Basically, Mirko's Night Eye's gonna love this shit. So, of course, after that, Deku, he goes back to class. Well, I mean, after all, everybody else does their fights. Same people getting on camera. We'll say that Momo won hers, but Bakugo lost because Bakugo, I mean, he isn't the type to win that shit. Especially with teamwork and stuff. Only because it was Deku. I feel like he'd still be an asshat, especially since in this time Deku isn't his childhood friend. So basically, after that, everybody heads back to class. Aizawa tells everyone to calm down for one, because everybody's still hyped about how Deku kicked All Might's ass. But, like, everybody's like, All Might's like, alright, everybody, calm down, it's all chill. We're all chilling out here. We should all calm down. Basically, after that, everybody chills out, and Aizawa explains that they are going to do the forest training. And during the summer forest training camp, right? Everybody's pretty hyped out about it. Everybody's pretty, like, awesome. Like, oh, this is gonna be awesome and junk. Everybody's, like, excited and stuff like that. Meanwhile, Deku, he's still just chilling. He's not going crazy about All Might, because he's like, yeah, I'm the best, He doesn't really, it's not like he doesn't brag, but it's like, he doesn't act surprised about it. He's not like, oh my god, I beat All Might. He's like, yeah, I beat All Might. Take it. So, of course, even though All Might had the weights on, Deku doesn't know how heavy the weights are, but they're pretty heavy. I'm not gonna say, no, the weights aren't that heavy, and stuff like that. Now, the weights are heavy. They still fucked him up. Did I say that All Might didn't get his injury before? Or did I not say that? I feel like I said All Might didn't get his injury. If I did, we're retconning that. He did. Just because that's the best way I can see Deku beating All Might. So after that, everybody, a week later, gets on the fucking bus and gets ready to head off. So, everybody's talking and stuff like that. And, everybody's like, alright, they're expecting Deku to sit in the back or something. But no, he just sits in the front next to Mirko, and, they just talk, like, fighting the whole time. And everybody's like, those two really just enjoy fighting a bit too much. And, basically, we're like, Momo is like, what's your relationship with, Midoriya? Or, not Midoriya, fucking, Inosuke, because everybody knows him as Inosuke. And then Mirko's like, we're friends who like to spar? They're like, okay. And everybody's like a bit like, okay. Because, they're just talking, they're enjoying it. Because Deku doesn't usually talk to nobody, but they're having a good time talking. But of course, Night Eye. I can't forget about Night Eye. Alright, So, Night Eye's just sitting in his office, he's chilling. And then he gets a phone call, right? He gets a phone call, and he notices, he checks the phone, it's a FaceTime from Mirko. And he's like, Mirko usually doesn't do this. She just sends a text, like, hey, I want to go do something, and then just leaves it be, right? So Night Eye's like, oh, must be important. So he accepts the call. He's like, what is it, Mirko? I'm busy and stuff like that. Basically, Mirko is like, check this shit out. And it's basically Deku just standing over All Might with his swords and shit. Everybody, like, looks over at Mirko to be like, who the hell is he calling? And then all they hear is just major laughing. Just, this man is, he's laughing so damn hard. He can barely handle it, alright? He's like, I see a lot of things coming, but this was not one of them, alright? He's just enjoying, he's laughing his ass off, because this is probably the best thing that has happened to him in years, alright? Like, and a lot of good things have happened to Night Eye, but this takes the cake in his book, alright? I'm definitely making Night Eye a little bit more lighthearted than he is in canon, because, of course, I feel like Night Eye should be a bit more lighthearted, especially with, like, how Deku is, and, like, how he's, like, Inosuke. Inosuke is lighthearted, and he is, like, battle-hardened, but he's still, like, Inosuke is adorable, I feel, in his own weird way. But yeah, after that, the bus stops. Alright, now that we're getting back in present time, the bus stops. Everybody hops off. And then they see the Wild Wild Pussycats, and Deku's just like, huh? And they're like, what's with the boar? And then Deku's like, what's with the cats? And by the way, I'm gonna make it to where, like, everybody in Class 1A does not know what Deku looks like. Because why not? I don't feel like they shouldn't have seen him without his mask yet. So, yeah, nobody in Class 1A except for, like, Mirko, and not even Aizawa, I don't think, would see him without his mask. I'm just gonna say that. If I did say that he took off his mask at one point, I'm just changing that, because why not? Okay, you know? Sorry if you guys are like, I thought you're changing a lot of things. But, you know, I just feel like it'll make it funnier later on. So, you know, basically after that, everybody's like, alright, get off. And then they explain, okay, this is the forest, you're going to be going all the way on that side, yada, yada, yada. And they explain it all, right? Deku, you know, basically they're all talking. And, you know, everybody's, like, slowly realizing that, hey, we're going to have to run there. And Deku's like, man, freak this stupid bus thing. You know, he jumps off the cliff. And everybody's like, whoa! You're like, Inosuke! And everybody's, like, worried and shit. And, you know, freaking, what's her name? I forgot. I forgot the names. Alright, so don't blame me. But that one who can manipulate earth is like, okay, follow that guy. You know, she slams her hand on the ground. And then a wave of earth comes down and they all roll down. So, you know, everybody gets up and they start looking around. And they're like, what the hell? And they see, like, rustling throughout the trees and stuff. And they're like, what the hell? What, are we in Jumanji? Like, you know, they're confused, bro. So, and then the golem shows up because Mineta goes to use the bathroom. I don't know is Mineta still in this class? I'm going to say Mineta's still in this class because I don't remember. So, Mineta goes to use the bathroom. And then after that, what's it called? The golem runs up on him. He runs out peeing still like a weirdo. After that, like, right when they're about to, like, freaking try to work together as a team, like, they just see someone come down from the trees and flash at these motherfuckers. And, you know, everybody's like, what the hell? And they just see Deku. And they're like, whoa, Inosuke. And he's like, this is my fucking element, alright? So he runs off at, like, speeds that nobody can see. Like, I mean, like, not nobody can see, but, like, he goes through this forest like he's lived there, you know? Especially since his beast senses, he knows where it is. I hate having a lisp. Alright, yeah, but he knows where it is. So after that, he jumps from the trees. Alright, he's just slashing golems on his way there. And, you know, the lady, I think it's Mandalade? No, Mandalade is the other one, right? Right? I'm just gonna say Mandalade. Alright, Mandalade, she just, you know, makes more golems and stuff like that. I don't think that's the right one, but yeah, she makes more golems. And still, that's, you know, Deku's still just slashing them all down. So, you know, Deku gets there way earlier than everybody else. He didn't beat the bus because of the golems, but he would have if the bus, you know, wasn't there. So he would have beaten the bus, but he didn't. So, you know, he gets there, and, you know, they already made food, and Deku just sits down and starts eating like a madman, not even waiting for his class, because why would he do that? So, you know, the class comes, Todoroki's first, then Bakugo, and then everybody else is just like, you know, okay. So, after that, basically after that, everybody eats their food, everybody learns about how Bakugo can cook, and is a bit surprised. Also, everybody does their training. And then it's the time for... What is it time for? Yeah. So everybody's doing their training. Basically, Inosuke is just practicing his breathing, trying to do it unconsciously and stuff. And he's also practicing, like, swordsmanship and stuff. Also trying to find new, like sword forms. Because, like, through this whole series, I haven't really made Inosuke do any, like, breathing forms. Just because when I started this series, we barely saw any of Inosuke's moves. And I didn't want to make shit up, because then I'd have to remember it, and that'd be a hassle. And also because, I just didn't want to spoil anything for anybody. So I'm still not going to really give Inosuke any real moves. I might give him some of the moves from, like, the movie, you know what I mean? Like, from the train movie, and, like, some from when he first got introduced, because I'm pretty sure he did some. But he mostly did stuff in the train movie, I noticed. That's like the most screen time he's had in a fight, other than, like, the spider thing. Which, even then, I don't remember him doing too many breathing styles, like, moves. So, you know, I'm not going to give him anything other than beast breathing, because then it wouldn't be Inosuke. Still, I mean, if I was to give Deku any other breathing styles, you know. Now, where was I? Alright, yeah. So after everybody did their training, it's time to relax and go to the hot springs. Everybody's just ready to chill. You know, I'm gonna steal this idea from another what if. I'm not gonna even lie to you, right? Basically, I'm stealing this from, I think, Deku Universe or something. I forgot. I haven't watched What Ifs in so long, guys. Forgive me if I got anybody's name wrong, but I enjoyed his videos. So basically, the guys, a few of the guys, like Mineta, Denki, and I'll say Bakugo, because Bakugo just doesn't like Deku. They're gonna pull a little prank on Deku, right? So, you know, basically, before everybody can get out, the guys rush over to the bathroom area and they switch out the signs. For girls, it's on one side and it's on the side where the boys are usually, and for the boys, it's on the side where the girls are usually, right? So, you know, they make sure that Inosuke is the first one to get in, right? Because Inosuke is always first. He likes to be first in things. He's rushing. So he rushes in there and he goes to take a bath. And right after that, they switch out the signs again. So now, it seems like Inosuke is in the girls' bathroom. And it's like, that isn't something Inosuke would normally do. So, you know, of course it's not going to go the way they planned, but it'll still be funny. So, you know, Inosuke, he took off his mask because he's chilling in the water. And he's just relaxing, like, his hair is long. And I'll say it's like black with like green tips. I think I said that already earlier. But yeah, it's black with green tips. You know, he's just relaxing in the water. He's like, I needed this. You know, it's like a good little relaxation for all his tensed up muscles and stuff. Because, you know, he doesn't relax a lot. I mean, he does relax, but he's mostly training. And the only times he does relax is when, like, Mirko or Night Eye or Mirio are like, hey, that's enough for today, man. You've been doing too much. Sorry. I've been a little bit sick lately. But yeah, basically, so now he's just chilling in the water. He took off his mask. He's relaxing, right? So, you know, right as that happens, the guys enter the other side. And, you know, basically Denki, Mineta, I'll say Sero, not Kirishima. Kirishima's a man's man. He wouldn't do it. And Bakugo are, like, next to the freaking wooden panel thing. And they're just listening in. They're ready to hear it. Right? So, you know, while that's happening, you know, Deku just like, alright, I'm just gonna, you know, he lets his face go underwater and he just chills under there for a little bit. Because, you know, he breathes well, so he can hold his breath for a while. So while he does that conveniently, at that time, all the girls walk in. This is gonna be bad. Alright. So, you know, they obviously don't notice. Because we'll say they just don't notice. Because plot reasons. Alright? Don't judge me. So, you know, they all hop in the water, they're all chilling. And keep in mind, everyone, alright? UA is a college. It's always gonna be a college. Except for Red Hood. That's the only exception. But everything else, it's a college. So just know, UA is a college, alright? Before everyone goes rioting on me. And everybody's gonna be like, no, UA is actually a high school, Isaiah, what are you talking? I know it's a high school, but in my what ifs, I make it a college, alright, for those people who don't realize. Because I've seen a lot of people comment like, hey, you know, UA is a high school, right? I'm like, no, in my what ifs, it's a college, alright? Just putting it out there, because I thought I explained it well enough a lot of times, whenever it's like one of those situations. But yeah. So, you know, everybody's chilling out. They go sit on the other side. And right as that happens, Deku sits up, you know. He gets the water off his head. He shakes his head a little bit. You know, he looks around. He notices those are the girls, you know. Like, he's like, I mean, I'm not smart, but I don't think they're supposed to be here, right? So, first off, the girls don't know what Deku looks like. So, of course, they cover themselves up. And they're like, who the hell is this guy? So, you know, Deku's, like, looking. Like, I mean, like, he's looking around at them, but he's not really, like, oh, my God, you know, red face, all that stuff. He's not going crazy, because he's been alone most of his life. He doesn't really understand that, you know? I'm not going to say he doesn't understand that. He just doesn't have an attraction towards them. Like, no real attraction. Just because none of them give off that warrior vibe, you know what I mean? He wants a fighter. He doesn't want no person he's going to have to watch over. He wants... He's the alpha. He wants someone who can keep up with his energy. Alright, so he's like, I'm not feeling none of this. So, you know, he's just sitting there relaxing like nothing's going on. Right? So, you know, After that, conveniently, another person walks in who's not quite a student. I think you guys know who it is. And you know who it is. Come on. Come on. Come on. Alright. So basically, after that, Miracle walks in there and she's about to step in the water. And she looks over, she's like, Inosuke, what are you doing here? Deku looks over at her, right? He's like, no, he gives it a nice little, nice long stare, right? He has a nice long stare. She's basically like, Inosuke, what are you doing here? The girls are just red in the face and wondering what the fuck's going on. Because Deku's just sitting in the water like nothing's going on. And, the girls are just like, what is he doing? And then after that, Deku just like, nice, So immediately after that, he just gets up. Alright, he doesn't give a shit about the towel, so everybody's like reacting crazy. So he doesn't give a shit about the towel. So he gets up, he's like, sorry to bother you. He walks out of the room. He would have gotten hit, right? He would have gotten hit easily. But everyone just didn't know how to react to that situation. Like, how do you react to that? He just kept a straight face the whole time. He just kept a straight face and just walked out of there like it was nothing. And they're all just like, that happened, right? Like, you ever had those moments where you have to, like, look to another person and confirm that just happened to you? They're like, that happened, right? And, they're like, yeah, I think that happened, all right? So, right as Deku's about to walk out, he gets grabbed by the shoulder. He's like, huh? He turns around, he gets socked in the face hard as hell. And I think you know who. It was Mirko. She punched the hell out of him, right? So, Deku, he's chilling there. He's like, why the hell did you just hit me? And, Mirko's like, why were you in the girl's room? He's like, it wasn't the girl's room. It was the guy's room. Why were you in there? Mirko's like, the fuck are you talking about? The guy's room. Can you not read? And Deku's like, I learned how to. I know how to read, right? So why were you in the guy's? What are you, a weirdo? Mirko's like, you're calling me the weirdo now? And so they're just arguing, like, right outside of the bathroom area. So, Aizawa, he's walking over because he just hears shouting. So he walks over, he sees Mirko covered with a towel, and Deku just not covered. He's letting it just breathe, you know what I mean? And, Aizawa's like, I don't get paid enough for this, so he just walks away. So they just continue arguing. Basically after that, the girls can hear laughing, and they recognize it. They recognize most of it. They recognize Sero, Denki, and Mineta. They don't recognize the other one, alright? And then slowly but surely they realize the only person who they haven't heard laugh is Bakugo. So, because, Bakugo's stuck up. So basically, like, I'm gonna say, yeah, Hagakure, because she's invisible. Hagakure steps out and she's like, Mirko sensei? And then, Mirko's like, yeah, what's up? She's like, I don't think this is, Inosuke's fault. They're like, what do you mean? She's like, for one, Inosuke doesn't really seem like that, and for two, he had, like, no interest in his eyes. And for three, what's it called? Basically, 4 boys are laughing in the other side. So, basically, Mirko's like, oh, so he's been set up, Basically, yeah, he got set up. So, Deku's not really mad because he doesn't really find the joke in it. But, the girls are mad, of course. So after they have their little fun, relaxing in the water and stuff, everybody, everybody goes. Basically, the girls snitch to Aizawa and tell him, and, basically, Mineta, who was free of the summer testing thing, is no longer free of it. I think, yeah, I said Denki. Denki was already in it. So basically, Denki, Bakugo, and Sero got extra work, while Mineta just got work, right? So, everybody, like, goes to walk back to see, like, what's it called? Everybody goes to walk back, right? Like, after they walk out and stuff like that, they go to check up on Deku. Deku's just like, where the hell are my clothes at, He's just looking for it. He's just still walking around like it's nothing. He does not care. He's let it hanging out, and he does not care. Just, obviously, I'm not going to say that he could just find random pairs of pants as he grew up out in the wilderness. Because I did wait until college, so of course he's not. I mean, unless he robbed people, which I don't think he robbed anyone. I think he still has that kind of, he kind of, and I mean, like, very minimal, has that hero spirit. Just because, He'll always have that, right? So he wouldn't rob anyone. He'd ask for pants, but people would be like, oh my god, it's a naked fucking boar. You know, they run away. So after that, Deku, you know, he finally finds his clothes. You know, it's time to go to sleep after that. Everybody goes to sleep. The girls stay up in the girls' area. And they're just talking like, hey, you know, like, now that everything's chilled out, is it normally, you know, like up there? You know, like, how, it's not supposed to be like that. Alright, like, that's, like, they make those like that? You know, like, they come in that size? And, you know, basically the girls are just like, I guess so. Like, I didn't know. I mean, you know, Mirko's just like, You know, because she's there too, of course. Like, all the girls are there, including, I'm gonna guess, the Wild Wild Pussycats might share the room, or unless they have, like, a teacher's area, which I'm just gonna say they don't. So the Wild Wild Pussycats there, and they're like, what are you talking about? And just Mirko's like, you know, remember how that one student was like, you know. And they're like, oh. You know, basically, I forgot what her name was, but the blonde-haired one who's, like, kind of, like, hey, marry me and stuff like that, who's, like, thinks she's old. She's just like, dang, give me the deets, you know? Other two, Pixie Bob doesn't really care. Alright, it's not that's Pixie Bob. The, what's it called? Ragdoll. Ragdoll doesn't really care. Mandalay is like, I'm not trying to listen to this. So, you know, after that, they finally go to sleep. Should I do the villain attack? I didn't even have him have any interaction with Koda. And he didn't even catch Koda, because Mineta was on the other side. He was just laughing. So he didn't even have to catch Koda, so that moment didn't really happen. Which is going to make his relationship with Koda a bit harder. How much time do we got on here? How much time have I used? 30 minutes? I'm gonna leave you guys right here on a cliffhanger. What will happen? Will the villains attack? Will they take Bakugo? Find out next time on Inosuke Ball Z!